So you're going to need a funnel, and you're going to need some cold water. And we're going to fill this up. You want to fill it up until the water, can be seen in the neck of the bottle. So there it is. I'm going to make a mark there. And I'm going to heat this up. See what happens. So there's a little button on the side of the blowtorch which keeps it on. Worth also saying that you want to make sure that the blowtorch has got plenty of fuel in it before you set off to do this demo. Right, there we go. So, as we're going to see, as that water heats up, it's going to start to rise above where the mark is. Okay, so this demo is called Sinking Feeling, and once you've set up all the equipment and taken it out of the box, placed it on the trolley surface, then you start the demo. So you start by, once you've got a few people attracted to your setup, you can say to them that you want them to help you solve something that's been bothering you for a little while, which is that over the last 10 years, the sea level around the coast of Dubai has been rising by 2 millimeters a year for the last 10 years. So what's going on? And you can ask them to make suggestions. What do you think, sir? Ah, okay. Maybe. Yes, it could be global warming. It could be a phenomenon all around the world. And so what's going on with global warming causing sea levels to rise? How does that work? So what we're going to do is we're going to do some experiments to find out. So the first experiment involves looking at melting icebergs. I'm going to put some warm water just to speed the process up. I'm going to put some warm water in these two beakers. And one of the beakers is going to look at melting icebergs, and one of them is going to look at melting glaciers. And a glacier is ice that is on land. So for the icebergs, I've got some ice. So yeah, we'll put some ice in here. And put some ice in here, and there we go. Now I'm going to mark the level. That's just less than 400 ml there, and okay. And I'm going to speed up the melting of the ice. With this blowtorch. So, why should we care about the sea levels rising? Well, it matters quite a lot if you think about the fact that 70% of the world's population live within 100 miles of the coast. And most of the world's biggest cities and lots of infrastructure all exist within that region around the coasts. In Dubai, if the sea levels rise by just 10 feet or 3 meters, then you're going to be looking at 800 square kilometres of land will be lost underwater in the region of the UAE, and if 3 times that, if 30 feet or about 9, maybe 10 metres of sea level rise happens, then all of Dubai and Abu Dhabi will be underwater. So, kind of quite important. And what's causing it to heat up? Well, it's increased levels of CO2 since the emissions and other greenhouse gases have been happening since the beginning of the 20th century, since the Industrial Revolution of the Victorians. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but all of the ice in the icebergs beaker has now melted, and the levels haven't gone up at all. Whereas this ice, this glacial or land ice, is dripping into the beaker below, which is causing the level to rise. So, most of the ice in the Arctic is icebergs, it's floating ice, and when that melts it doesn't cause sea levels to rise. But it still has other catastrophic effects. It releases cold water into the warmer oceans, which messes around with the jet stream and causes weather systems to change. And it also changes the salinity of the water. If I can increase this, maybe not. 90% of the world's fresh water, only 2% of the water on Earth is fresh water, and 90% of that is locked up in the ice of the Antarctic, which 90% of it is our land ice, and the 10% of land ice is in Greenland. If all the ice in Greenland melted, Dubai would be submerged. It would raise global sea level by 20 feet. And if all the land ice in the world melted, then we'd be looking at 70 metres of sea level rise, which is a lot of sea level rise. Okay, now while that's continuing to melt, I think you can see already that sea level rise is caused predominantly by melting land ice. If it's difficult to see the water level, having a white thing behind helps people see the red mark. Just be careful. Anyway, that's more or less melted. Now, the next thing to mention is that it's not just the ice caps melting or the land ice melting that's causing sea level rise. Just the warming of the water itself makes water expand, and that increases the level of the sea. Whilst the melting of the glaciers in Greenland and Antarctica are contributing nearly 60% to sea level rise, just the warming of water itself is causing 41% of sea level rise. Now yes, you can already see that the water level's gone above that mark as that water's increasing in temperature. And then once the demo's finished, you can pack it away again in the bottles that it all came in. on the marks you made with the pen, we'll just rub off, ready for the next go. Don't forget to put the glassware back in its protective tubes.